Pavel, welcome back to the United States of America.
Thank you, brother. Nice to be back.
Dude, thanks for coming back, making things more fun at Virtudesk. You know what I've noticed? I'm going to start off with this, even though we're talking about real estate VAs. Just the last few months, I'm seeing more people realize that they can hire virtual assistants for video and social media. Like it's a dramatic difference.
Exactly. And a funny thing, we were actually at the Small Business Expo yesterday, non-real estate related in Phoenix, Arizona. And we spoke with a bunch of small business owners, different companies. And the major pain point, they say, how do I stand out on social? How do I make the videos? And they're saying, because you know what, everything right now, you have to be on social. And they say, listen, I mean, I know how to run a business, but I don't know how to make all the social media stuff. I don't know how to run videos. I don't know how to create or edit videos. That's not what I've been used to. And the pandemic kind of changed the whole world, that people starting, get in that, start to realize that you got to have it, So yeah, it's not only real estate. I mean, we spoke with a couple of realtors there as well, but mostly small business owners. That's just a major pain point right now.
It's a massive pain point because
yeah.
I've edited my own videos and it was
sucks, dude.
It was a waste of time.
I know.
I did a good job, but I mean, hours and hours, it doesn't make sense. And that does not make sense. Anyway, let's jump into this specific webinar, and that's talking about hiring a virtual assistant for real estate, because there are so many different pieces to this. I know you guys at Virtudesk, I'm trying to find it right now. You created this great graphic as to the different options that you have for virtual assistants when it comes to real estate. And one of those was just going deeper into marketing. And I think we usually think, if you think back 4 or 5 years, for virtual assistants, we were always thinking ISA, right?
Call calls, yeah.
We were thinking, incoming or database, or we were thinking like admins.
Yeah, like right? MLS input sheets and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, there's so much more, I think, that they can do now. One of those is this sheet. I found it. I'm just going to share my screen with you. This is from you guys. I just changed the colors.
All right.
But this one's yours, okay?
All right.
Marketing team for real estate agents. And I want to start with the marketing side, because this is the one that isn't talked about enough, and we need this a lot. So check this out. You got the realtor at the top, the lead gen director, and it's a VA, right?
Yep, exactly.
Virtual assistant.
Yeah.
But check this out, man. These are the different options that people have, and I don't think we outline it enough to understand that all of these are their own positions.
They are, and every position, has its own job description, responsibility, and each person is responsible for their share of of what they do.
Where would you start, Pavel? Here, would you start with the one that says lead gen director, and then kind of have them do everything to start?
Here's what I would have done. Let's say if I'm starting out as an agent, a brand new agent, I'm not brand new, probably, you need to have some transactions going on. But if you are trying to get into the social media world with, put your business out there, you got to have an exec admin first, who will graduate to be a lead gen director. So that person would probably be would start with a social media manager, I guess, because you gotta create your Facebook ads, you gotta create your content, you gotta post it, you gotta figure out the schedule when it's being posted, you gotta monitor that, run it against competition, see what the competition is doing, kind of like align with that.
All right.
However, you'll quickly realize that person will get overwhelmed. So that's why it's a good idea to separate the duties, because again, there are only 24 hours in a day, and your VA is not a robot. It's a real person who needs to sleep, eat, and do other things, so they can only work 8 hours a day.
Very true. Very true.
So they need to, your help needs to have help. Basically, that's why it's a good idea to separate the duties. And that's what we do at Virtudesk. We have a marketing director here in the United States, and she has a couple of key people in the US. And also she has, I think, about 20 VAs in the Philippines who are helping her with a graphic, with a video, with a web developer, with a copyright. We have a separate department basically under marketing to do email and copyright. So it's a lot of work, man.
Is your ad specialist or lead gen specialist, are they local or are they outsourced?
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. We have a local digital marketing, Audrey, her,
Yep.
and she has a team under her, VAs who are outsourced, who are helping her out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, let's switch over to what a typical real estate agent, solo agent, or maybe a very small team would look like here.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first hire here across the line is usually a TC, right?
Yeah.
That's what people hire. And if people want to hire a TC, is that something that your company does as well?
Yeah, we can provide a TC, and we train them because we also run a real estate brokerage out of here, out of our location, and we have a person who's also here in house. She's a TC trainer, and she's a TC for agents here. So, yeah, Maria. So she's a TC herself, and for agents at the real estate brokerage, and she's also training VAs on TC. But again, keep in mind she's training stuff on Washington State specific. MLS and everything. So if you're in California or Virginia, the concept is the same.
I was going to say.
Yeah. So, but just to, we do train people for transaction coordinator.
All right, good. That would be my first hire there, man, as a real estate agent. And then I would probably go to either admin or marketing manager, typically, unless you're buying online leads, then I'd probably go to lead gen specialist. So somebody that can convert and call those online leads. What about you?
Well, when I first started, when I was doing real estate, my first hire was actually an ISA, because I figured, listen, I need somebody to get me the appointments. I'll convert them, and that's it. I wasn't really that concerned about marketing, I guess, but I was just getting the deal in the door. And all the rest I was just handled. And I quickly realized that I'm being overwhelmed because I got all those deals signed up and, the listings. Somebody needed, also to oversee them, because it's kind of hard when you're a sole agent without a team to actually manage the transactions and do the marketing and follow up with the sellers. And so that actually prompted me to get a couple more VAs. One was for, like MLS input. I called her MLS input. She was basically putting stuff on the MLS, writing the descriptions, ordering photos with a photographer, uploading them and getting it live. And another person was actually doing the transaction side of it, where she would, once the contract goes into, once the deal goes into the contract, she was, she was like acting as a TC, as a transaction coordinator, coordinating escrow, earnest money, scheduling inspections, all of that. So my job was only going to appointments, getting them signed. I turned in signed contract to the MLS girl, and she was taking over from there and negotiating deals. Basically, that's what I was doing, because I get on the phone, I get it with an agent, negotiate the deal. So that was my job as an agent, and that was my hire. Right now, the world kind of shifted after COVID, so it's a little bit different right now. And some states I know don't allow cold calling, like state of New York, for example. Because they have a state of emergency ongoing. So you gotta like do something else. You gotta like other ways to attract business. And I think video is the way to do it right now. Same goes with the database. If you need to have somebody manage your database. and call your database. So yeah, my two hire would be right now, if I were to start as a real estate agent or a team lead, I would probably get like a lead gen specialist who would contact the database, schedule appointments, and also respond to online leads and inquiries. And so that'd be like an ISA slash exec kind of a position.
All right.
And the second hire would be obviously the marketer who would generate all those advertising, the video and everything. So it's out there. So it actually attracts. Yeah. So it actually attracts, leads. So your lead gen specialist can actually talk to them.
All right. Well,
and I would be doing what I do best, which is, again, going to appointments, meeting people, shake hands, kiss babies, and signing deals. That's what I would be doing.
Kiss the babies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you asked a question in our group here, the leverage community.
Yeah.
Is cold calling still effective? Is your ISA calling FSBOs and expires? If so, where do you get the numbers? Dude, I responded and I said, nope. Best to use them to call incoming leads, your database nurturing. And then Sean came in and said, what an interesting response. My Virtudesk, I said, gets me expireds, FSBOs, and appointments. I was like, holy crap. Okay, maybe I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
So help me out, man, because I always was, because I've tested this out in my area. And
you're in Malibu, yes.
Yeah, and it's not the greatest, but
how many FSBOs do you have there in Malibu?
Well, if we expand outward in Malibu, we only have like one every once in a while.
There we go. And everybody's calling that person. So it's not going to be.
But I mean, this works. So tell me about that, because that really made me think about it more.
Well, apparently Sean has a VA, ISA, who's actually calling RedX. RedX leads provided, I know the numbers may not be that good because right now the data is kind of not the best data in RedX or Vulcan, but apparently it's working. It's a numbers games after all. If you get 100 numbers and let's say out of the 100 numbers, you get, 4 or 5 appointments and you sign out of them 2 deals, that's worth your time. But again, it all comes down to the numbers, I think. As I said, some states allow cold calling, some states don't. So it depends.
All right. So for those that allow the cold calling, all right, let's just talk about Washington and California. It's allowed in our area.
Yeah.
How can we do a better job in training the VAs that we get so that these calls are more successful?
Well, number one, train them not to say that you have a buyer. That's number one thing.
You mean train them not to lie?
Yeah.
Step number one.
Train your VA not to lie to people. Don't say they have a buyer. Because that's what people assume, that when realtors or assistants call them, they call them because they have a buyer. That's what FSBOs wants to see, a buyer. And a lot of agents, what they do, trying to get their foot in the door by lying, which actually kills the whole prospect right there.
100%.
Okay? Yeah, but basically teach them how to connect and spend some time with your VA on the phone, do mock calls, and teach them how to connect with prospect. Listen. This is what you got to do, because when you listen, people will say things, sometimes that will be you can use against them. Not in the court of law, but you can use against them.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but basically, the best, again, once you hire an ISA, a VA ISA, obviously this person's got to have good English command. This person has to have a personality that's going to be, likable over the phone, because so you got to have a pleasant voice. Voice. I noticed when I first hired, I hired a girl, Fatima, you know her. Yeah. She sounds very good. And she was getting me appointments, but again, she sounds, very attractive on the phone. So guys were naturally drawn to that and, were willing to schedule an appointment. So I show up instead of her, they're asking me, where is she? I was like, don't worry about it. We
That's
got you.
so
We got
funny.
you. Yeah.
That's very
But
funny.
yeah. So you make sure you pick a person who's gonna be likable on the phone, who's gonna be pleasant, who will be able to listen and connect, and also has at the same time has a thick skin, because this person is gonna be told to F off like many times throughout the day. So make sure that the sensible, if the person is like too sensitive, it's not their job. It's not a job for them, so just keep that in mind, and that's what we train our salespeople here too. We have, we have salespeople in the US and in the Philippines for our sales team, and Elias is training them daily. Basically, he's spending time with them every day, one-on-one, group meetings, to train, to do mock calls, to listen. He also listens to calls from them and corrects like he hears something, and he tweaks the script in an essence, basically daily, and it's ongoing thing. And I see him daily doing it. So actually, it's a good idea. You may want to do a webinar with Elias, because he will give you a lot of good tips on how to do sales calls.
I think we should definitely do that.
Yeah. The dude is amazing. Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't done that one yet, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's actually very good.
Yeah.
Let's definitely do that. So now we've got ISA, either calling database, nurturing, calling online leads. We have an ISA now, FISBOs, we just talked about that, or expireds, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, there are a lot more people than I thought doing that, which that was awesome. Then,
like the part of the world where you live, bro, you don't get it that much.
I know.
And probably nothing really expires. Everything sells.
Right now, dude, that's very true. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's very tough. Now you've got marketing, and that expands into social media, video editing. Dude, what am I missing when it comes to a virtual assistant here for real estate? Anything else that you think can help agents leverage time?
Well, you got to have an exact admin, basically the person who's going to be responsible for helping agents run day-to-day operations, because you got it. Besides just generating business and closing transactions, you got all those components that go into place. Let's say payroll, if you have other staff, you gotta have somebody who will help you run your office if you have an office. They're coordinating with other agents, other escrows, and with escrows. So an executive assistant, it's a different level, but I see people having that. Somebody who's actually responsible for the calendar, planning of the calendar, and making sure the agent is reminded of what's going on the calendar. Like my calendar is busy, and I get notifications from the directors of marketing and admins and say, hey, you got a webinar in 10 minutes. You got a webinar in 20. You got tomorrow. Here's just what you got going on tomorrow. And let's say I'm getting ready for the webinar. Somebody prepares the slides for me. So I have the idea of what the slides are. And this is, how can you put like a job description on that? I call it like exact admin, pretty much, who's going to help you out, be more efficient,
All right. So one thing you just mentioned there that I think I even forget, is that the VAs you can hire, and you mentioned this at the beginning, but they can do research for you. If they're they're helping you prepare for a listing.
Yeah.
They can give you all of the CMA, all of the.
Oh yeah. That was like the thing, because what I was doing when I was before going to the appointment, what she was doing, she's putting them on my calendar, the address of the place, and emailing me every day, like where I'm going. And the CMAs were already in my email. So I was just printing them out or taking them on an iPad. I go there, I pull it out, and, I talk to people. So everything has to be there. But because again, as a job of an agent, your job is just to meet people, sign deals and negotiate them, not just do admin tasks. Because if you're going to, spread yourself so wide, you're going to be very, very shallow,
Yeah, I think we forget that we can bring in people to help us on the things that we hate or the things that we don't have time for.
Yeah.
Which is listing presentations, pre-listing agreements, doing research on things that you should be looking at for your business, like the
Exactly.
CRMs you should be using. And there's a lot of things that we forget that we can bring in talented people to do. So here's a question. How often do you train those admins that come in for VA? Because I'm assuming you get like hundreds of applications, right?
Yeah. Well, we have a training, we have a training department that's actually training admins on basic stuff. However, we recommend each person who hires a virtual assistant have, standard operating procedure, like the list of like a manual of you're running your business, because you're running your own business essentially. So your business got to have some sort of guidance, regardless who comes to work there. If it's going to be an admin, an ISA, they all got to have some sort of understanding as far as your mission, objectives, and how to, if this happens, then then goes where. So it's like, you got to have like a how-to list, how to do this, how to do that. So
that's true, man.
I know you have it. Tristan,
you do.
You're savvy enough to have one.
Yeah, that's true. But you bring up a really good point. I think the idea of being able to have manuals so that you can grow, right? That's important, man.
It is very important because, you at some point you want to, be able to take a vacation and come back, and your business is going to be running or making you more money basically after you come back, because if you're running your business on the idea that everything is in your head, it's scary, because God forbid something happened to you or you get sick. I heard there's a pandemic going around, so
just a little one.
Yeah, just a little one, So all those people depend on you, and a lot of people depend on you than you may think. It's just not only your family, but also your employees and their families as well. So you got to make sure that there is some procedures in place. Let's say you're not there, so they know what to do so your business functions.
Yeah. That's key, man. That's key. Yeah. All right. So somebody wants to hire a Virtudesk VA. Where do they go?
They can go to myvirtudesk.com, our website. They can Google us, Virtudesk, and schedule a demo call with us, and we'll take care of it.
Nice, man. Well, dude, we've been super busy this month with a whole bunch of VAs.
I know.
It's insane.
Seriously.
I think. Why does it happen? I know we're done, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it every year? Does it happen the same way where towards the end of the year you get a lot more people inquiring about VAs, or no?
We usually have it towards. It's interesting though. Summer, like August, is usually like the slowest month everywhere across the board, because I guess people are just out and vacationing and getting kids ready to school. The real spike of inquiries for the VAs we have at the beginning of the year.
Really?
New Year's resolution, bro. It's like a gym membership.
Well, bro, I think we have to do some really great content for December.
Yeah, we do.
To show how amazing it is, because it's changed. Yeah. I know it's changed our lives.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So beginning of the year, bro. It's like people. Like January is the craziest month for us because everybody said, okay, I want to start. But I don't know why people wait until January, to be honest with you, because I think you can start taking care of your business or taking your business to a different level right now, or like yesterday already, but some people wait until the beginning of the year for some unknown reason to me, but that's just, it's all in the head, bro.
Well, that's why I'm excited that September we had so many inquiries on.
Yeah, we did.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So let's keep that going, bro. Thank you again, Pavel. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for building out Virtudesk. That's where we go. So,
all right, brother. You have a good one.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.